since you're in such a musical mood, you know that song by Helen Oates? Have you lost that love and feeling?
You've lost that love and feeling.
Look at it. Yeah, okay, well, that's the question.
Oh, yeah, I'm done. Finish with me? You don't want me to sing anymore?
No, but it was good.
Oh, thank you. I love it.
It was great.
Yeah, okay, fine, yeah.
Oh, we're moving on. Yeah. No, the question we're asking you today is, have you lost that love and feeling? We're talking about continuing the courtship. Our theme, of course, making every moment count. And today we're talking about ways to make every moment count with the one you love.
So with that in mind, we invited Lindsey Rietzsch, who's passionate about couples making time to nurture marriage. So often doesn't happen. I mean, we're all married. Some of us married a little bit longer. You sort of fall out of the habits of dating, don't you?
Absolutely, and it's so easy to do, especially with how busy life can be. It's just such an easy thing to do, so that's why I'm here today.
And you were so passionate about it. You actually wrote a book titled How to Date Your Spouse. And why do you think it's so important? I think the answer is obvious to some, but for you, why is it so important to date your spouse, to continue to court that partner?
It's so important because that's the only way to really keep the spark alive. And especially if you've been married so many years, it becomes so easy to get caught up in everyday life and just forget to do the simple little things, court your spouse, surprise your spouse, give your spouse little sweet gifts and things like that. And it's those little things that actually keep that spark alive and keep you so that you're always in love.
You talked about the little spark. You have this whole table set here. This is a setting for one of the ideas that you have in your book. Walk us through what someone would do to stage this elaborate sort of date for your spouse.
And what is it first? Tell us what date this is.
This is the Caribbean Nights date. So we've got here our beautiful table setting to give you that mood that you're in the Caribbean. And what you want to do, it's so easy to do and it's so affordable. None of these dates are expensive. What we've got here is our little rustic treasure box, and I filled it with candy, treasures, and coins. And what I love about this date is it is so universal. You can do it as a one-on-one husband-wife date, you can invite other couples, or you can do it as a family date if you've got the kids, which is great for the treasure.
So wait a minute, does a family date count as a date? Because it does. I'm doing much better than I thought I was.
It does.
Okay.
As long as you've included your spouse has to be present. It does.
So just me taking the kids out doesn't count as a date?
No.
Doesn't cut it. No. Good question. So yeah, so we've got the family treasure map as our placemat underneath the treasure box. So after dinner's over, you can go on a fun treasure hunt around the house. You can also do it with your spouse and make it more romantic and have your treasure hidden at the end. And then we've just got some fun little things, some seashells, plants, bottles, just things to give it that Caribbean feel. And
okay, Lindsey, my husband would be impressed if I put a tablecloth on the table, let alone do all of this. And that's really the point, right? Setting the mood for the whole evening.
Yes, it's all about the mood, and it's so easy to do. You don't have to have a lot of money to have a nice table setting, so as you can see.
And so often that really is a problem. Finances, you know, they're sort of stretched thin. You don't have money to do some elaborate, go out to dinner, so you can do something at home. And even if you don't have the money for a babysitter, you can incorporate the kids, and it still counts as a date then,
so
right?
Important, yes. Always include the kids if that's the last option there. You've got to at least date, so absolutely.
Okay, Caribbean Nights, one of your fun ideas there in your book. Also in your book, you've broken couples down into 3 clever titles. I want to say them all, and then we can go through them one by one. M&M, Mundane and Married. T&T, Trapped by Time. B&B, Budgeting Yet Broke. We're going to let Lindsey explain what the categories mean and what category you fall into. First, M&M, Mundane and Married.
Yes, this is a common one, especially for those who've been married for so many years. This is where you're stuck in your little comfort bubble. Every Friday night's the same old date, dinner and a movie. It's hard to be creative and add that spice, and so this is a very common one that a lot of us can fall into every now and then.
Okay, the next one was The Time, right?
The Time, Trapped by Time. This one is typical for students and people that are just, their schedules are so busy that they never get to see each other, and so time can be a very big factor to why couples don't get to date, so I know.
B&B, Budgeting Yet Broke. Just the money, the budget too tight.
Yes, your college students or your newlyweds or today, any of us, I guess, with the economy. But yeah, budgeting yet you're broke. These are the couples who feel that they can't go out on dates because they don't have the money, which is a big mistake. You don't have to have money to go out on a date, and a lot of people make that misconception. So.
Can you be all 3 of those, by the way? Because I can feel all 3 of those hitting me there.
Absolutely, yes.
You have some great ideas for people who, whether they fall into each one of those or which one of them is, you have some good ideas for keeping the spark alive. The first one, put your best foot forward.
Yes, put your best foot forward. It reminds me of when you were first dating your spouse before you became engaged, and how you were always so excited to impress that other person and, you know, get all dressed up and always try to not say the wrong thing. And it's important that we keep that mindset that we're still dating our spouse. We haven't won them. I mean, it seems as though we've won them because we're married, but you always want to have that mindset that I haven't won them yet. Every day's a new day. I've got to keep reliving, you know, giving them reasons to be interested in me and to keep that spark alive. So.
And kind of feeding off that, you talk about simple things that you can do. Your next tip, kind acts and sentimental gifts.
Yes, that is so important. Just the small little things, like I said, little love notes, little unexpected gifts at unexpected times really mean a lot, and especially to feel, you know, that you're being admired by your spouse. In fact, I have a quick little story about this little bottle of perfume. And when I was dating my husband, he gave this to me, and I loved the smell of it. If you want to smell it, I don't know. It smells very good.
Sure.
It's very exotic.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a citrusy smell.
Yeah.
And, you know, still to this day, they've actually discontinued it, so I'm sad, so I use it sparingly. But still to this day, when I smell it, I think about those times when we were dating, and it brings out that excitement, and it's all because of this little gift he gave me so many years ago that every time I wear it, I'm like, oh, I love my husband, and it's so sweet. So that's why it's important to do those gifts.
Okay, but here's my question. You talk about little notes and little gifts and little trinkets and tokens. I think it's women, we love those. We love those. But do guys appreciate a little note that says, hey, thinking about you, or a little bottle of cologne or a little trinket like that?
I don't think guys appreciate it near. Jeff, let me ask Jeff. Jeff's running our camera.
Oh, now he's dodging. Yeah, do you like that? He defaults.
Jeff, do you like little trinkety things that your wife, if your wife wrote you a little love note, would you appreciate that or not really? See, he shrugged his shoulders. That's what guys said. That's okay.
What if your wife washed your car?
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, love note, I'm not into. Wash my car, clean off my dash, something like that. That I would appreciate.
I'm glad we've clarified. All right, a little side note there. Lindsey, your next tip I love, appreciate for today.
Oh, yes. A lot of times we fall into the little trap of remembering who our spouse was yesterday. Oh, he was the star quarterback, and I missed that. Or, you know, oh, she used to do these things. She doesn't do that anymore. And what we need to remember is we need to appreciate and find the good things in our spouse today, because they might not always be there. So, you know, whether it's their talents that they have, or if you notice that they were promoted at work, try to find out why. What are the great qualities that your spouse possesses that everybody else around them loves, and try to really emphasize that and appreciate that.
That's a great point.
Yeah, it's important.
Because we all we grow, we progress, we change from what we were. Speaking of that, new and unexpected, you always have to do something a little bit, change things up a bit, right?
Oh, absolutely, and that's why this date is perfect for today, for this topic. You always want to step outside of that comfort bubble especially for the M&M couple. Change it up a bit, do things different, be in different environments, different situations, and that will start new topics that you've never talked about before, and so you'll get to know your spouse all over again every time you go out. So.
Okay, your sixth tip, my husband and I don't have to worry about yet, but I know Darren's going to be all ears here. Get over babysitter block. What is babysitter block?
If you have children, you know how hard it can be to find a babysitter.
Yeah.
And especially if you do find one, it's so easy for them to cancel at the last minute, which is a nightmare if you've ever experienced that. So in the book, I talk about different solutions you can do. I have a system set up in there, so you'll have to check it out. And it's a guaranteed babysitter system. You'll always have a babysitter, and it does not cost a penny. That's all I'll say. You'll have to read that chapter.
Titled Grandma and Grandpa? No? Okay.
No, but close. So.
Does it involve setting your kids out on the curb and hoping they're still there when you get home? You've actually made a dinner to go along with this whole big theme as well, right? We have some of the dessert and stuff. Oh, here comes the food now.
Thank you.
Our waiter is here, you know?
Wow.
Yes.
Now,
So
what
you
is
themed
this?
the food, too.
Yes, this is our Jamaican jerk chicken. This recipe is actually included with the date in the book. And we've just got a nice piece of garlic French bread with it, a nice little colorful Caribbean salad. And then we've got our island jello right here. You can't do this date without
The
your
island jello is a hit, I must say. Yes, it's blue. If you can't see, it's in a blue jello bed with a cute little island there. Is that, what is that, whipped frosting?
Yes, it's actually Cool Whip with a little bit of chocolate in it. So
okay, Lindsey, so creative. One of the many ideas you'll find in your book. How do we get your book?
You can actually go to any bookstore. You'll find it there, Deseret Books, Siegel Book, or you can go online to my website, www.howtodateyourspouse.com, and get an autographed copy.
Okay, howtodateyourspouse.com will link you there from our book, and the book, of course, titled How to Date Your Spouse.
And I love this, the jerk chicken.
It's good.
It's sort of the whole tied in with
I haven't
something
tried it
new
yet,
and
but it
unexpected
smells
there.
good. Tips on our website
different
as well.
flavors.
Thanks, Lindsey.
Thank you.
Hey, it's getting hot out.